Let's do this. We will be making our Jasmine stitch beret, and we need yarn, 6mm hook, and we definitely need stitch marker. So let's start with the slip knot. And normally you start your puff stitch by using one chain, and then you make your puff. With this project, I really strongly suggest to secure this one stitch, because if you do not, this opening will be getting bigger and bigger, and there will be like big gap here. You will have to close later. So what I do, once I do my slip knot, I will make chain 1, but I will take the chain all the way down, very tight. So it looks like I have kind of 2 slip knots here. Then I make my chain this size that will fit all the 6 petals. And this chain will stretch a little bit. So the first petal I will be making probably will be difficult to get here, but after the second and third will be easier and easier. So I leave this size here. Now before I start puff stitch, I will just make another chain, and I tie the chain again to secure my single stitch here. Now you will start making your puff stitch, and I want to make puff stitch with 7 loops. So I will yarn over, go to that first chain, pull through, make sure you have the right height, yarn over, go to the chain again, pull through. So I have 5, and I want 2 more, so I will yarn over, go through the chain again, and pull yarn through. So each of my puff will have 7 loops. You pinch your yarn and you pull the yarn through all your loops. Then you go back. And if you need detailed instruction how to do puff stitch, there is a video on my channel. So right now I will be not concentrating much how to do puff stitch. I will be more concentrating and explaining how to make Jasmine stitch. So with this project, the stitch marker is very important, because you may get lost. Where is your top of the row? Even if this is just 1 stitch, this will be our beginning of the row. This is not the beginning, this is our beginning of the row. So you will place your stitch marker exactly here. So your stitch marker goes right here. That's the opening, the top of the row. And this, the start point, is your center. So what we will be making right now, we will be making this hexagon here. That's our first row. And then we will be gradually making each hexagon bigger until we get to the point, the edge of the beret, when we will reduce stitches to make this look more like a circle. Row number 1. So we will make first puff stitch in this opening when the stitch marker is. And that's how you start each of the row in this project. So we yarn over, make a puff stitch, and you will make puff stitch with 7 loops. So you have to yarn over and go through the opening 3 times. You do not want to close this puff stitch yet. So you yarn over and go to your center of the head, and you will make one puff stitch. Now once you have two, you pinch your yarn and pull yarn through all together. Go back and secure that stitch. That's the little triangle we have. So we need 6 more triangles to make hexagon. So we do exactly the same thing. We will do 2 puff stitches together. Once you get used to the stitch, it's very easy to work with, and it's a very fast stitch. You can complete your project in no time. Also, keep in mind, this stitch takes a lot of yarn because you're making all those puffs. Okay, so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. We need one more. In this project, I strongly suggest to count your petals because you want to have 6 petals in each flower before reducing stitches. Okay, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we want to close this. We no longer want to enter anything to the circle of my head. So I have to just make 1 puff stitch on the top to complete my hexagon. And I will make this like regular puff stitch, but because I don't want to pinch my yarn and close here, I go through my opening of the row number 1, just like that. Pull yarn through, pull through the stitch again, make a little bit looser for you to see this puff kind of flat. Now go back to that opening, pull yarn through again, and once you have 2 loops, just slip stitch, and then to secure this, because you don't want this to get loose, to secure this you will just slip stitch again, and our row number 1 is completed. So this is what we did so far.